This is Michael Dawes. I'm Director of Public Relations, and we're here with Renovation Celebration, and I have the honor of talking with Wally Straub, who, if not for Wally and his persistence, we wouldn't have the Case IH classroom and lab that we currently have, and we wouldn't have any program. We've had the program, a pilot program, since '95, and we have the program full-time since '96. So thank you, Wally. You've done a tremendous job in bringing this forward, recognizing there being a need, and then working with Bert Besthorn and the people with workforce training to make sure that happened.
I was very happy to do this. You know, in running my dealership, I've always been strong on service. I used to be a service manager and a mechanic for years myself. And I know how important it is. You know, you sell a $300,000 combine and it breaks down and you don't have a good service tech to send out there. It's not a very good situation. And Case, one time I talked to him about local programming, or, you know, a local place like this to train people, and then they went into an awful big loss that next year and it all dropped. So luckily I went back to Chicago for a dealer's, well, it was our convention, and Herman Costas, one of the guys, got up and started talking how important training was. We've got to get our people to training. He realized it too. So after that meeting was over, we had free time that evening, and I caught up with him and I said, Herman, you've got to put this together. We've got to work it. There's no way we can support this equipment out here without it. And I think John Deere and the rest of them all do it now too. But it used to be we'd have to fly our service people back to Racine, and then the biggest part of the time the class would be full and we couldn't get our people into it. So we was really struggling with service, and we just had to convince these people to bring it out locally to us. And I think I finally kind of won my case, you know, and we got support from the college. Jim Downing at the time, he was very supportive of it, and Paul and all of them helped with it so much. And it wasn't me that really did this. It was just kind of we all worked together, teamwork.
You brought something up. I was talking to you before, and you mentioned you're not afraid to take a risk. And I just go back to when you started your business. You switched what you were doing and went to ag when ag really wasn't picking up, and it didn't look like it was something that was really going to turn around for you. But you're willing to take that chance and make something work, and I see that with this program as well. You say it's not you, and obviously there are other people involved, but without your business here and without your persistence and without you being a major cog in the wheel, we would have never had this program, and I think that's pretty obvious. What makes you tick, so to speak?
Well, you know, I was born and raised on a farm out here, and education was always so important to me. The reason it was, I only got to go to 2 years to high school, and my older brother got married, and I had to quit school and stay at home and work, so I never got to go any further to school than that. And when they started this college out here, I come out and took some classes. I knew I'd never get credit for them because I never had a high school education, but I didn't care. Anything I could learn, nobody could take away from me. And I used to sit in my room at night and read books and books, and I think I educated myself as well as a lot of people got educated. And you know, it's always a thing, I could have blamed it on, well, I didn't get to go to school. There's so many things you can blame failures on, and I just would not accept failures. I made up my mind I was going to amount to something, and I was going to provide my family. In fact, my goal was before I died to get all my grandkids through college with no debt when they get out of school. And I've got 6 of them so far. I don't think I'm going to quite see the last 2, but they're going to be taken care of. But education is so important to people if they just take advantage of it. And our service people bringing this out here, it just increased our service departments tremendously.
I would imagine that having this location has, obviously everybody thinks about Great Bend because that's where we're located, but you guys have operation in Wichita, some other locations. That makes this location, obviously, when you used to have to go to Racine, you're talking times 3, 4, 5. operations.
stores.
Yeah. So it really paid off in allowing your service techs and individuals to come here and train.
But a little earlier, you know, when I started the dealership, we was more or less into the oil. We was building truck beds and putting winches on trucks and things, and the oil, when it dropped that time, it really went into a crisis. A lot of business and great men went out of business, you know, and I knew I had to switch something. And I was born and raised on a farm, and the big Gibson Titus dealership had lost the farm dealership at that farm deal at that time. They'd gotten into trouble, and I know when I went out and asked my banker for a $25,000 additional credit line, and at that time anybody in the oil business wasn't too welcome to banks, you know. And he said, "What are you going to do, Wally?" And I said, "I'm going to start a international farm dealership." I'd already talked to International, and he about choked on his coffee because he thought I told a joke, you know. He started laughing. And he said, "Wally, don't you read the paper? Farm dealers are going broke, farm banks are going broke, farmers are going broke, and you're going to start a farm dealership." I said, "Bill, I've got to." I said, "I know there's a lot of equipment out here. I know the people that's losing their jobs, and they're good, experienced help, and it's like finding gold when you find good service people. And the parts people, I had it all there for me. The good Lord looked after me many a times."
I don't know, you may not want to tell this, but I remember in an interview previous, you told me something to the effect, you said you didn't need somebody for advice, you needed somebody to loan you some money.
I told Bill Robinson.
When you came here today, and obviously you've done many things, accomplished many things, your business, I mean, you've had a fire at your business, had to rebuild, I mean, you've had to overcome so many things, and you've been so successful.
But that's part of life.
But you said today something that really struck me, because other than getting your the Business of the Year recognition from the Great Bend Chamber of Commerce, you said this is right up there. It's one of the biggest days of your honors of your life, and that's significant.
The college, you know, I never did get to go to college. It was just a dream, and now all of a sudden the college is here honoring me with an award. It's just very, very special. You just can't realize how special it is.
And to have the individuals from Racine come down here and be able to also be a part of your award, it's got to be significant for you.
It is. It's very significant. It kind of makes tears come to my eyes.
It's the support of Wally Straub that was instrumental in this thing even starting. His constant contact with the folks in training in Racine, some of the upper management at the Case Corporation at that time, now CNH, but his involvement and his perseverance is what really turned this program into the success that we have today. And we continue to rely on them. They're always helping us locate equipment. There's always parts that we need to acquire. They've been very supportive of this program and doing everything that we need in order to make sure it's a success.
But what we have here is I've got a plaque that presented to Wally Straub and Straub International. It's got your logo. For assistance in establishing and continued support service training.
I really appreciate all you've done, good guy. Thank you. Thank you. Being honored like this is, especially with my health right now, it means so much.
Okay. Well, we appreciate everything you do, Wally.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.